The first match of this session, the compound women's under-21 bronze medal match. The athletes coming out for their introductions.
Pil Munk Carlsen. On target number 2, representing Turkey, Begum Tur Yuva.
So the bronze medal match in the compound women's competition being contested between Pil Munk Carlsen from Denmark on the far side as we look at it, up against Begum Tur Yuva of Turkey. So a place on the podium up for grabs, and it will be Yuva from Turkey to shoot first for bronze. So, John, as we ease ourselves into this match, they're shooting over a shorter distance than they would do outside. What is that?
Yeah, indoors is at 18 meters. They have a very tiny 10 ring in the middle of that sea of 9 down there you can see. They shoot 15 arrows for total score.
Will it be a perfect start for Yuva? So solid start from the pair of them. 29 for Carlsen, 30 for Yuva. Apart from the distance, John, what are the differences there? The arrows look a little bit chunkier than they would do outdoors.
So at the indoor distance, obviously when you're indoor, there's no risk of wind moving your arrows. Yeah. So they use a much fatter diameter arrow, which has a total legal circumference of 2.3 millimeters, 23 millimeters.
Yeah, 2.3 millimeters would be an
2.3,
interesting
really
one.
small. Yeah.
It's all right. It's January. It's only the beginning of the year, John. Well, excuse that. 2.3 centimeters, of course, you meant. But what difference does that actually make? You say that the wind conditions obviously aren't a problem indoors. So the chunkier arrow, for what reason?
They're after line cutters. So, if you point of your arrow goes where it would be, yeah, but if the arrow is wider and if you're just out, hopefully you will just catch a line. So catching the line indoors will become a big factor today, and so there'll be some really big decisions. The one manufacturer even makes the arrow silver because the black line reflects into the silver arrow and gives you even more chance of catching that line.
There you go. And that 10 ring, so small. Obviously, 3 little mini targets. They shoot 1 arrow into each. After the first end, it's Begum Tur Yuva of Turkey leading. So Pil Munk Carlsen will start end number 2.
Nimes. 10. Nine.
Well, Carlsen will certainly be hoping that middle arrow is marked up to a 10. Sandwiching the 2 9s, she shot first and third. Yuva
10, 10, 10. Perfect score.
staying perfect. 60 out of 60 for the athlete from Turkey. We wait for the measure here. As you can see, Yuva's target.
Quelques instants, la régularité de la Turque est impressionnante. On a l'impression que Pil Carlsen a du mal à rentrer dans son match là aussi.
Oui, tout à fait. Au niveau de l'expérience de la Turque, on est un petit peu plus élevé. Voilà, elle a décroché
So,
déjà
John,
une
I said multi-talented. You're going to be team managing the British team a little bit later on this year. You also coach as well. What's the relevance of indoor archery, and how does it apply? Is there a huge difference between indoor and outdoor, and how do you link the two up when you're training archers?
Some people aren't the biggest fans of indoors. Some coaches think that it doesn't, particularly more with the recurve athletes, affects their techniques. Yeah, but for the compound archers, indoors is huge. Yeah, obviously it's a big circuit all around the world. A lot of big money tournaments for the compounds in particular. Yeah, and for me, it's the ultimate test of your nerve. Yeah, it is absolute perfection in a lot of the games, particularly the men's now. Yeah, and there's no room for anything other than absolute precision with the indoor for the compound.
Yeah, it does
Gets you
seem that way.
tougher. Yeah.
Well, we've had the conclusion of 2 ends of 5, and Pil Munk Carlsen still trailing will start end number 3. First drop points for Yuva. Held on to that one for a little longer than perhaps she has with the rest, but a fairly commanding lead now for Yuva. We've got 2 ends left, John. 88 plays 84. Can Carlsen turn this one around?
She can, but she doesn't look settled at all out there. I don't know if you can see she looks rather nervous, I feel. Yeah, her shot cycle is not consistent. But if she can find that 10 and maintain shooting some 10s, Yuva gets a bit nervous, might put a few more out. There is always a chance.
Interesting to see that the coach from Turkey is trying to keep Yuva away from looking at the target. He deliberately sort of handled her, moved her shoulders around to not look at the target. What's the reason for that?
Well, the scoreboard is up there, so she might start thinking, oh, I've got a big lead and relax too much. Or if the match is super close, it's just about keeping her out, just in the present, really. The next arrow is the only thing that's important.
No more so than for Pil Munk Carlsen, a very important arrow now to start the fourth end. She could do with some tens.
9 under, probably a 10. Nine under, maybe a 10.
First arrow going for a measure for Carlsen. That was a solid 10.
9.
Back-to-back 29s for Yuva. We have to wait for that score to be confirmed. The first arrow going for a measure. In fact, I think both the first arrows of Carlsen and Yuva are going to be looked at. John, I saw your reaction there to the first arrow from the pair of them. What's your gut feeling?
I think for the match we need Carlsen to get her arrow and Yuva's to be out. Yeah, it'll make for a better match. I don't know. It was a shame that Carlsen didn't get a third one. That would have really turned the question screw.
Begum Tur Yuva.
Well, you can see what John Knott was talking about there. Begum looking very relaxed, able to smile. It's a slightly different picture on the Danish side of the shooting line. I think 117 is probably the correct score for Begum Yuva. And the first arrow was indeed marked up for Pil Munk Carlsen. 113 then plays 117 as we go into the fifth and final end. It's a bit of a mountain to climb for the Dane. She's going to shoot first, a chance to put some pressure on. Got to trust in the process now. Who knows what might happen to Begum Yuva. Carlsen's just got to keep hitting those 10s. Now she's hoping for a mistake from the athlete from Turkey.
9 under, probably a 10.
Finishes with a perfect. Six to level up. No chance of that. And the bronze medal goes to Begum Yuva. She shot a 9 with her middle arrow, but had done more than enough to take the bronze in a very accomplished win. Provisional score 145 to 142. A dominant performance from the athlete from Turkey, and Begum Yuva takes bronze here. Well, the first of the medals here at the Indoor Archery World Series Youth Finals is a bronze medal for Turkey's Begum Yuva. A dominant performance from start to finish, dropping at just 3 points throughout the 15 arrows. John, you talked about precision, accuracy, no room for error. That was a pretty good performance from Begum Yuva.
That was really solid. She came out, she looked really comfortable in this arena, yeah? And that is the most important thing, being comfortable out there, settling in. Her opponent took a while to get going, and she got so far in front, there was no